This is a mini tutorial on how to do a one-sample t-test in SPSS. I'm starting from the beginning, loading this lead level data set that we used earlier in the semester. And we can see that it has only one variable and 20 observations. However, this procedure is going to be the same for other data sets, but we will always just select one of the variables. So I'm going to test here the null hypothesis H0, which is mu0 equal to 5.0, and alternative hypothesis mu 0 is not equal to 5.0. So this is a two-sided hypothesis test. I'm going to do it with a confidence level of alpha equal to 0.05. So going to SPSS, I choose Analyze, Compare Means, and One Sample T-Test. Here we have only one variable. If this were a more complicated data set, there would be more here, but we would just select the one that we want and move that one over to here. If we look under Options, we see the confidence interval percentage that we want. And for 0.05, we leave this at 95. If this were 0.01, we would move this to 99. We'll leave the missing values at the default, which is fine, and it has no effect because there are no missing values here anyways. Now, first I'm going to show you something. If all we wanted was the confidence interval, we would leave this test value at 0, okay, rather than setting it to what our mu0 is. And I'm just going to show you what happens if we do that. If we do that, it's using a mu0 equal to 0 as the null hypothesis, but the useful thing is that it gives us the 95% confidence interval. So we can see just by comparing this confidence interval that the lower limit is 4.692, which is lower than 5. So since 5 is in between the lower and the upper, we can tell already that we are not going to reject the null hypothesis. But I'm going to show you how to do it while getting the p-value. No, I don't want to save this. I'm going to go Analyze, Compare Means, One Sample T-Test, and now I'm going to put in our null hypothesis value here of 5.0. And now, so these are just descriptive statistics about the sample. N equals 20, the mean is 5.91, standard deviation, standard error of the mean, we can confirm that that should be the standard deviation 2.6018 over square root of 20. Yeah, 0.5818. Anyways, this is showing us directly now that for this t-test, which has a t-statistic of 1.564 with 19 degrees of freedom, the p-value is 0.134. So p equals 0.134 and H0 not rejected. And as a side note, this is the 95% confidence interval of the difference. So if we wanted to convert this to the actual 95% confidence interval of the mean, all we would have to do is add 5.0 to each of these values. And that's all there is to it, to a one-sample, two-sided t-test in SPSS.